Hi, this is John from Bear Bull Traders, and I want to discuss my best and worst trade for 30 August 2021. I also want to talk a bit about knowing when to bail out of a trade. As always, if you could like this video, subscribe to the channel or hit the alert bell. We really do appreciate it. Let's take a look at what we did today. My worst trade today was on Microsoft. This was a high day break trade where the high day was 303.85. Volume at entry was about 2.6 million shares and RVOL was about 90%. Not a great price level on this high day. Would like this closer to 304, maybe above 303.90 or exactly at 304, but that's not what we had. Nice strong open for Microsoft this morning, so a lot of tech moving nicely, and Microsoft was among them. Rejected almost to the penny, within 1 penny off of this R6 level, and then pulled back a bit. So some interesting resistance there, and then demonstrated some more resistance at R6 there. So my idea was to take this on a high day break trade away up above R6. The 1 minute volume did not really look good here. So a bit of a spike, a bit of a local spike here in volume. Certainly a bit of a pickup, but we don't have the white stairs pattern that we kind of like. So that was a bit problematic. That makes it hard to choose when exactly this is going to break. The SPY was putting in a good uptrend and a nice entry candle. That's what kind of caught my eye. So we did have this nice uptrend here in the market, which in the Microsoft's a stock that's going to kind of move with the market. And then a nice strong white candle. And I thought, combined with this local bit of a volume spike and what the market's doing, let's take an entry there. And let's see, got an entry at 303.87. Just 13 cents away from a dollar level, so a little sketchy maybe, but I let this thing percolate for just over 2 minutes, and then I did not like the look of these two candles here and the behavior. A bit of a fall off in volume as well, just too much R6 resistance, and it was out at 303.80 with a 7-cent loss. So talking about knowing when to bail on the stock, how long I'm going to stay in a trade is very dependent on what time of day it is. If we're back here near the open, I won't trade in the first 5 minutes, but I might trade at like 9:35. And you see there wasn't really a high day break trade setup, really, I would have been chasing. But look at the momentum you see in the morning. That you want to take advantage of that, and I will give a stock about a minute to work in this time frame from about 9:35 to 9:40. Now we're about 23 minutes into the market here, so you can let things go a little bit longer. And if we were out in the afternoon with Microsoft, I'll let Microsoft go 5 or 6 minutes sometimes before it works itself out, and I decide to either bail with a small loss or maybe even a small gain and get out of the trade just because it's taking too long. But 2 minutes is about right for this time of the morning, and especially with the drop in volume and these two doji looking candles, the hard time it's having getting to R6, it seemed like a good decision to bail, despite the fact that the market really continued the trend upward. My best trade today was on Facebook. This is another high day break trade where the high day was 373.22. Volume at entry is 1.4 million shares. RVOL was about 90%. Not a very good high day price level sitting above the dollar level. I don't like these generally. I like at dollar levels or just below them. Especially about 20 cents above them is actually kind of where I really like them the least. So interesting, I got into this one. Let's talk about it. I did like that the high day was high enough above the previous day close not to be a resistance issue. So I don't like to trade high days into the previous day close, which is this black dotted line. So imagine the high day wasn't up here, but it was somewhere around the previous close. I tend not to like taking those. But here it's far enough above it that we're far enough away, and I don't feel that this is a resistance issue anymore. Perfect building 1 minute volume. White steps, 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can see after entry, the volume continued very nicely. So that's exactly what we want to see. That's what we didn't have on that last Microsoft trade. Nice uptrend on the SPY. This is important. 28 minutes after the open now on a non-catalyst stock. The trend is your friend. Facebook is not really doing its own thing per se today. It's going to be market influenced because there is no catalyst on it. And you got to be wary of that. So nice to see the market in an overall uptrend. Took an entry at 373.24, just above the high day. And the volume, like I said, continued very nicely. There's great evidence that we should be staying in this trade. It never really went red and punched through the pre-market high very nicely. That's this magenta line here. And punched right through Friday's high, which is this green dotted line. These are good breakout levels, the pre-market high and the previous day's high. So I just let this thing run right through both of those. Took 50% off near 374, which is a dollar level, and a point of potential pullback and got it at 373.98. You can see I did that on my second attempt. I actually let it punch through 374 because the volume was hot, and wanted to see if we might make a quick run all the way up to R3 at 375. You never know, but that didn't happen. Then got this nasty pullback here, close to break even. Bought that back up very quickly. And my next chance at 374, I was definitely taking some off. 50% off near 375 at 374.88. You can see again it was my second chance. I could have got a better partial here potentially, just a few cents higher. Didn't take it because I was waiting for the 375 break to see if I could get the pop above that, and then it failed there. Pulled back a bit. Got very nervous. I made a very bad decision. So the second time near 375, I took some off, and I put my stop below this wick right here. I'm sick of having stocks come back and stop me out. When I put my stop all the way down at break even, I tend to give away a lot of unrealized gains. So this time I said, nope, let's trail this thing, and I put a stop below this wick, and it came down and stopped me out, which is fine. I put some more money in the bank. Unfortunately, it never came back down to break even, and it's been running the rest of the day. So, them's the breaks, I guess. I hope you like this video. Drop a comment below if you want to talk about it, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.